You ever get something that no matter what you do, you can never seem to get it to work properly? Yeah. Hey folks, Deano here again. This is I kid you not, my 6th attempt, half a dozen times, trying to review this model kit. This is the Dongli. It says high grade build, strike, exceed galaxy, but it's really the entry grade, just a bootleg of it. And yeah, genuinely everything that could go wrong with these reviews has been going wrong. My camera cut out twice. The third one, the lights went out. The fourth one, I was too tired to do anything. I kept messing it up, and yeah, it just goes on and on. But yeah, hopefully this will be the last take of it, because I'm frankly getting tired of looking at this thing. But yeah, that's not to say this is a bad kit by any means. To some, the term entry grade, like I know for me at least, that immediately put me off to begin with. I thought that meant it was cheaper and horrible and didn't look as good. No, that's not the case at all. The entry grade line that Bandai came up with their official lines is actually incredibly good. I don't think they've done that many so far, but the ones they have done have been decent. Even if a few of them are actually based off the same, like, inner frame, so to speak. But yeah, finally to get started with this, this is the Build, Strike, Exceed Galaxy, which is part of the Build Fighters metaverse. Apologies, I'm not fully caught up with the terminologies and things. I know there was an anime for Build Fighters, but I don't believe this was in it. I think this is like part of the wider like manga, games, that sort of thing. Because even the wiki is strange with how it describes this. It actually calls it an entry grade, like as if it's an actual kit in the universe. But yeah, as per with all of these that I don't know much about, I'll be reviewing it solely on its build construction and its details and stuff. So apologies if I don't know specific things. But yeah, let's get this guy off the turntable. And well, I would take a look at the box, but we didn't get one, as we never do. Of course, links in the description if you want to purchase this guy, or the brother kit that I also purchased, the Strike. There's a few different versions of this guy with various extra parts, but I got the Ale Strike. They were both a £5. Link is in the description if you want to buy either of them. Yeah, let's get on with the accessories. So yeah, the accessories segment for this will be a little bit different. I'll go through basically what the official figure would come with, being all of this. And then I'll show the effect pieces on the actual kit itself, because not only does it come with the sort of reddish orangey sort of colour, being this, it also comes with an entirely new set in a blue colour, which is actually pretty good. Like, that's pretty cool. I don't believe we ever actually see that in whatever media this guy comes from, but yeah, it's really cool, and you can make a really unique Gundam out of it. Personally, I'll be like mix and matching for mine on my shelf, because I like the blue parts on certain bits and I like the orange parts on other, blah 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 blah. But yeah, in terms of what the official would come with in the box, we have this little adapter piece for the backpack, and this is really handy for the sort of older Strike kits. They all came with, if I quickly bring him in, this sort of older style single peg for the backpack. Before I think we moved on to like the Gundam Seed Destiny and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, this is very handy, as not only can you use the single peg, you can also use the standard high grade double peg system, as well as the really old C-clip system. So yeah, you can pretty much put any backpack from any Gundam series on this guy, providing it's not got its own specific mould around it. But yeah, very cool to have, especially good that it comes with this for how cheap it is. This is, I do have to apologise as well, like these are customised. There's stickers on the kit that don't come with it, and it's all like painted up, albeit pretty poorly for me, but but yeah, because I tried to review this so many times, I thought I was actually done. I started customizing it and realised the camera was completely faulty. So yeah, ignore the silver on this and also ignore the hole. That shouldn't be there. I customised that to give it a place to store. A bit of an oversight on Bandai's part, to be completely honest. I get, like, this particular rifle isn't actually meant for this kit, but even with Bandai, they just left it on the runner because it came with the Strike Gundam. But yeah, it's a nice enough rifle. I do like it. There's a lot of spots for panel lining and such, which I have done. I actually used the standard panel liner this time. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to purchase that. Yeah, I got just sick and tired of the bootleg kits sort of shattering using the pore type markers, so I got that specifically for the bootleg kits, and it works really well. But yeah, nice rifle, I do like it. We also get this sort of strange looking rifle. That's because it actually splits in two. You get this sort of inner beam pistol sort of thing. Again, ignore the silver, that's just me customizing. And then you get this section here, which doubles as a sword. One of the bigger beam swords I have ever seen. And I think that looks really cool. I do really like that. This one also has peg holes for storage, which is good. You can just pop those two back together really easily. You'll notice the handles on these rifles are not like one piece, they are two. That's basically so you can just slot them into the hands without having to worry about popping the hands apart and things like that, which I actually really appreciate. I kind of wish more kits would do that, because you can't really notice a difference with them being open. But yeah. We have the shield, which looks a bit plain here. That's because obviously it doesn't have the energy effect in it. Usually it would have this piece in there, which does really add to the colours. There's also a blue one. I'll quickly show that off, like so. For the shield itself, I kind of prefer the red. I think it gives it a bit more of a powered up look. But yeah, do really like that. Just slots onto the back of his elbow or forearm, and there is a ball peg there. So really nice. You get these two pieces here, which are again for the customizability of this kit. The kit itself has a load of 3mm peg holes, and you're supposed to use these so that you can use it for storage or to attach loads of different parts to the suit. So yeah, really like that. And finally, we have, to be honest, one of the most pathetic looking backpacks I've ever seen in my life for Gunpla. Yeah, this is the one that comes with it. And when it's on the mobile suit itself, you can barely even tell it's back there. So yeah, I kind of wish that wings would have been a bit bigger, but I suppose Bandai's reasoning is you're supposed to mix and match backpacks and stuff with this kit. This is just the bare minimum that you get. So yeah, you can also attach it to any of the 3mm peg holes on the kit, using that peg right there. And there's also a load of 3mm peg holes there to both store stuff on and also put it in flight mode. And just to pop it onto the Gundam itself, you flip this peg out and it slots onto the back like so. He says it as he throws it about the room. But yeah guys, that is your standard array of accessories. Now let's take a look at the energy effects on the kit. So to start with, this is the kit with 0 of the effect pieces on. Well, technically 1. There's the red sort of see-through gem on his sort of forehead, but that's not really something you can easily swap out. That's like the only part you can't. But yeah, that's it with nothing on it. The middle section, you can't really put that extra armor piece on unless one of the effect pieces are in the chest. But even without it, like, that is literally what the Strike Gundam looks like. So consider this his entirely powered down version. But yeah, even looks decent just like this, I'll be honest. You can't really tell that there's supposed to be parts on him, apart from maybe the knees. But yeah, aside from that, I actually kind of like this. But yeah, let's take a look at the orange effects. And this is the kit with all of the ready orangey parts on, which is his standard look and his official look, which I think doesn't look half bad. The red sort of shines in any sort of light. I just think, probably because it's a bootleg, the red looks a little bit on the cheap side, apart from the chest, which looks actually really nice in my opinion. But yeah, one thing I will say is, if you're planning on like swapping these parts about, don't push them in all the way. It's an absolute nightmare to get them out. If you're careful enough, you can put them in kind of the way, and then you can use your nails to get them off. But yeah, let's take a look at him with the blue. And this is the kit in all blue, except for obviously the head gem, which you can't really swap easily, but yeah. I think this looks really good too. The blue actually really complements the blue on the feet and lower chest or stomach area, if you can even call it a stomach area on a Gundam. But yeah, just some parts of this look a bit too dark for me, like the chest, for example, and the shield, and even the knees. The blue could have been doing with being a bit lighter, but I suppose it's extra effect parts for a kit that's already really cheap. Like, this was a £5, and you essentially get 2 different looks for the same Gundam, which I really, really like. But yeah, I'm going to have, like, once the review's over, obviously, I'm going to have a mix and match. Probably the shoulders are going to stay blue, the chest is going to go orange as the shield, and I think I'll keep the knees blue as well, just to have that sort of mix and match. But yeah, now that we've done that, let's take a look at the kit itself. So yeah, bringing the kit in. But yeah, there's not a whole lot to say about this. The details of it are actually really crisp. The panel lines are maybe a wee bit darker than I would like, but that's purely because of the like felt tip style panel liner that I got for it. But yeah, other than that, I really like it. This is obviously the finished look for me anyway. There are a couple of issues with articulation that I'll go over once we get to that. But yeah, there's not really much to say. The actual details have been remolded pretty much perfectly. Even the V-fins, those don't have any safety nubs on them out the pack. They are just like this, which I think looks really good. I really hate safety nubs on high grades, and even on the entry grades as well. But yeah, it's nice to see bootleg companies continuing to remove them, because that's purely so that Bandai can sell it to younger kids, even though most kids would really struggle to build a lot of these kits, to be honest with you. But yeah, I do really like the details. The top sort of head camera as well, almost forgot to mention, that isn't usually the metallic green that I've got there. Not only is it supposed to be a metallic blue, I think, but entry grades do not come with stickers at all. So even on the official, that's usually blank. They expect you to fill it in yourself somehow. I was quite lucky. I have like a foil sticker sheet left over from one of my other builds. I just cut out a square and I stuck it in there. I'm aware it's not the right colour, but better something being there than nothing. It does look a bit better. But yeah, I would also ignore things like the shoulder circles. Being silver, those are not meant to be like that. That was just me customizing. Same with the stickers. Ignore those for this review. That was literally just me making him look good for my shelf. But yeah, I really do like it. In terms of articulation, that's where this kit kind of drops a bit. The head is perfectly fine. There are no polycaps whatsoever on this kit, which is a good and bad thing. The bad being that they used C-clips for the elbows and knees, which, because this is a bootleg, I don't know how long those will last. C-clips tend to break even on the best kinds of plastic because they're very thin and brittle. But yeah, we will just have to see how long they last for this guy. But yeah, head can look up that much. You can look down about that much. Swivel, pivot, side to side, usual stuff. This arm doesn't have the issue. He can go up and down just fine. The shoulders are attached to like the top of the arm, sort of thing. But if we take the shield off so that I can get a proper look at the articulation, you pop it up, you can feel a distinct pop there. And then, of course, it doesn't do it when I try, but it usually, like, when I've been playing about with this kit, yeah, it just does that. The tolerances for this shoulder in particular don't seem to be the best. You can pretty much be guaranteed that's just a moulding issue, because I can tell you right now, the issues that are present on this guy aren't actually present on the Strike Gundam, which, as far as I can tell, even though every seller I've looked at doesn't actually specify the company, I think it's from Dongli as well. And obviously it's a very similar kit to this. Like, a lot of the joints and stuff are the same. It's just new armor pieces that have been put on instead. So yeah, I think this is just a result of them reusing the mold, which is degraded a little. But yeah, if you can get it properly, stop popping out. Right, so it can go out that far. It can swivel. The backpack does get in the way of doing it all the way around. It's really only frustrating me. It does have a bit of a butterfly joint. You can see it popping forward a little bit there, but it doesn't really do anything for the kit. Like, if it was left that way, it goes the exact same distance. So yeah, not really sure what the purpose of that is. Bicep swivel. Single joint at the elbow, which still gets pretty decent range. That's about the range a figure arts gets, and they've got double joints. But yeah, just be very careful of this joint. C-clip, standard stuff. Ball peg at the wrist. It technically has an ab joint, but that's about as far forward as it gets. You don't get a whole lot out of this at all. It doesn't get back any, like as far as I can tell. We do have a ball joint at the waist, but it is so deeply embedded, you don't really get anything other than a swivel out of it. The side skirts are on ball pegs. You can get them quite far out, you just have to watch they don't pop out. Front skirts can be cut in two. They are not on ball joints though, so you only get a swivel forward. Legs can go out that far. They are just on standard ball pegs, like so. And these joints do like to pop out if you're not careful. Because they're just ball joints, that was a side skirt going, you can get it only to about that before the ball joint itself pops out. So don't expect any sort of Van Damme level splits. Where did that piece go? There we go. So you can pop that back in. We do have a thigh rotation, but it is tighter than the ball joint. So the ball joint itself is pretty much your thigh rotation there. Single joint at the knee, which gets about that far. Still decent enough range, especially for it just being a C-clip. And the feet are also on a C-clip, so they can go forward that much, like so, and back about that much. Just be careful because they will pop off. Unlike the other C-clips on this kit, there's nothing holding the C-clip on except its own friction, so they do have a tendency to pop off. The sort of foot guard, ankle guard sort of thing is on a ball joint attached to the C-clip. Foot itself can pivot that much, as well as that much. It's on a ball joint. For whatever reason though, the ball joint also moves forward and, well, it doesn't really move back, which is what I would have preferred it to do. But because of that, this tends to be a little bit loose. And I am worried that it might get even more loose over time. So just bear that in mind. But yeah, guys, that is the kit in its entirety. Let me know what you guys think of it down in the comments. At the end of the day, it is only a £5, and it comes with a fair amount of stuff. Like, it comes with more than the official one does, and the official one, despite this being an entry grade, is getting up in price. I almost bought the official, and then I realised it was nearly 20 quid, and yeah, noped right out of that. One thing I forgot to show you is the shield itself does have a sort of hidden split in the effect piece, which means you can indeed turn even the shield into its own effect. And the fact that this comes with two effect pieces means you can put one of them on this and the other one on the actual sword hilt, which is really nice. I do like that. So yeah, let me know what you think down in the comments. As I said before, link is in the description if you want to purchase this guy. He is dirt cheap. Just bear in mind, it's not the absolute perfect kit to put together, but it does look nice once it's finished. But yeah, guys, that'll do it for this review. Link in the description to purchase, and until next time, I'll see y'all later.